watching Channel Africa Conversations.
Rwanda wanted to impose to take control of Congo because the agenda behind Laurent Desire Kabila was Rwanda to control Congo. The same agenda it keep on repeating, but come under the name of M23, where they put up front certain Congolese people to show other Congolese, look, we are fighting for your freedom. But how can you fight for our freedom when the reality of that is you are setting up a really powerful machine to loot the Congolese mineral.
Hello and welcome to Channel Africa Conversations, where we engage with thought leaders and key figures shaping the narrative on African issues. Now, today we delve into the escalating crisis in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where fighting with M23 rebels in eastern Congo has devastated communities and forced thousands of civilians to flee their homes. In the midst of the chaos, Congolese families face displacement, insecurity, and an uncertain future. To help us unpack the lived experiences of those affected by this conflict, we're now joined by Isiah Mombilo, who's a chairperson of the Congolese Civil Society of South Africa. Isiah, thanks very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to Channel Africa Conversations.
Thank you very much, Peter Ndoro.
So, Isiah, we have a lot to discuss about people, Congolese inside the country and those that have been forced into exile. Let's start with what's happening in the east of the country. Do you have any idea how people are living, what their situation is like right now, particularly in Goma?
Yeah, thank you very much, Peter Ndoro. I think what's happening in Goma or in east of Congo, it's really inhuman and is facts. It's evidence of lack of proper social justice to happen in our country. People are in serious chaos right now. I was speaking with people in Goma who are really residing there. There's nothing happening. There's no school, hospital. It's chaos with people who are wounded, some dead bodies still on the streets, and there's a problem of food. There's really displacement in huge numbers. Some people move to Bukavu, some people move to different places. And then the fact that the M23 rebels are still there in certain corner of Goma, and then it's creating really instability. And they can see the pressure, it's very high, like people are seeing like they cannot feel like they belong that city which they born.
There's been an escalation or activity, conflict in that part of the country for some time now, but it does seem that something more is happening this time around. Is that the sense that you're getting, that this thing has escalated to new levels?
Yeah, I think maybe we can touch how we get there. That is something very important we can look at because the natural resources of Congo, it attracts so many advanced technology and so many corporations who are really enforcing in Congo. We can start with the King Leopold II, which boosts the automobile industry in Europe, who killed 10 million Congolese. We can touch on the atomic bomb, where the uranium Oshinkologwe built the first atomic bomb we dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We can touch on coltan, and that's why we say this war, it's about the mineral of Congo, organized by the people who need the stock of the mineral of Congo. It means it's beyond us, and we cannot control it. So this is where everything started. It means the planet Earth, for it to move, with any powerful progress of technology, we need to have the blood of Congolese being as a river of blood. So this is something, it doesn't show anything to end anytime soon, because the high level of technology, the AI, advanced technology needs so many strategic metal, which is in Congo. So we suggest that something new can happen. Africa can come and defend the mineral of Africa in Congo, because if it doesn't stop, I think there's no way this will end anytime soon.
From your understanding, it seems as if African countries are involved in this. Are they also after minerals, or are there other considerations at play here?
There's a lot of African countries. I think our logic as a Congolese Civil Society of South Africa, we're seeing this in this way. The colonizer come to take over Africa, but we're starting seeing African country playing a role of a colonizer to loot Congo. The same logic of a colonizer being implemented in Congo, so that any natural resources can be taken from Congo. Some of them declare that, and if Western people come from far to loot Congo, what about us? We are close. It means certain countries of Africa are involved. It means certain countries of Africa playing a very bad role to destabilize Congo. But the other thing people have to look at this way, as the viewer listening, the reality now, it's happening, it's like we are blocking Africa to progress, because the central of a movement of Africa and the mineral stock of Africa, which is in central of Africa, is in Congo. So as long there's no peace in Congo, whoever play a role of colonizer, play a role of any capitalism system to impose to destabilize Congo, they are really blocking the entire Africa to progress, because if a center have a problem, it means the whole Africa from north and from south are in a serious problem for fast movement and fast progress and fast improvement or economic development to happen. It means we are just pushing the economic development of Africa in 1 century in future again.
The politicians will give us a certain narrative and a certain analysis of the situation. And I want to get a civilian perspective. The minerals is one part of the story. I get a sense sometimes that ethnicity is also playing out here. Who are these M23 rebels, and who are they in terms of Congolese ethnicity and also neighboring countries like Rwanda?
Now, as a native Congolese, born in Congo and also belong to the province called Equateur, I think we don't have that logic the way they put the narrative, the wrong narrative about the reason why the problem is there. I think a long time ago, there was a genocide in Rwanda where Zaire, which that time it was Zaire, opened the border for the Rwanda people to come, and so that we can show our hospitality. But the wrong thing is, those people we're trying to assist for to get a refuge in Congo, they come in Congo with military weapon. And then they want to impose this name they call Banyamulenge, which there is no Banyamulenge. Whoever push the agenda of Banyamulenge, it means he is pushing the agenda of to occupy Congo and to continue to have a killing machine in Congo. It means that doesn't exist, because Congolese people are they are the good people who welcome anyone. But the fact that people come as a foreigner, come with a military weapon, like us as a foreigner here in South Africa, we come with a military weapon. There's no government of South Africa allow us to be here. So that is what happened. So that's pushed them to become by force Congolese under the name of Banyamulenge. And that is messing up already everything. And then they come with so many agendas, say that there is M23. But the M23 is just the Polish name to continue the agenda of occupying the land of Congo and also taking the mineral of Congo and to divide Congo or to take the east part of Congo to make another country. That is the true narrative. It means the narrative is wrong. They put M23 to do the agenda beyond the M23, which is the taking the land of the territory of Congo and the mineral of Congo, the strategic mineral, because in the east of Congo, there is a very huge quantity of strategic mineral, which being used for drone, for military weapon, for all the latest technology. So all the corporates are beyond the name of M23. So even Rwanda is beyond the name M23 because according to Rwanda, he's trying to bring peace, but according to the true narrative of Congolese people, they are trying to get more mineral to beat Rwanda. So this is why people envy Rwanda, because Rwanda is being bid with the mineral from Congo. That's why the war should be there. So as civilian, we are not really believing that the name M23 is the name of Congolese people who are fighting to free Congo. But we believe the M23 is just a Polish name. Behind that, there's so many agenda, there's so many companies, there's so many countries of Africa, even, and some Western countries who are pushing to get more strategic mineral for the latest technology.
Are you saying categorically that M23 are not Congolese?
Okay, I think let's clarify this. If I want to come in your house to take control of your house, I'm going to use someone from your house. I can use your child, I can use your mother. The same apply with the logic of M23. They use certain Congolese to be upfront. The same apply with when Laurent Desire Kabila started the rebellion with Mobutu. They put up front Congolese, which was Laurent Desire Kabila, but in reality, there was a Rwanda behind that. When Laurent Desire Kabila reached Kinshasa and they take power, Rwanda wanted to impose to take control of Congo because the agenda behind Laurent Desire Kabila was Rwanda to control Congo. The same agenda, it keep on repeating, but come under the name of M23, where they put up front certain Congolese people to show other Congolese, look, we are fighting for your freedom. But how can you fight for our freedom when the reality of that is you are setting up a really powerful machine to loot the Congolese mineral. That is the logic. And then we cannot be foolish or be blind because whatever people say in the media or whatever they put, because this didn't start now. It started a long time ago. It's not going to end anytime soon. And the only thing we have like a pen, how can African countries, seeing their brother being looted, being killed, being really slaughtered like cows, and the African country, they are not creating a very serious revolution. When we can see a small touch of Ukraine, the whole NATO nation raised their concern about how to put in place a system to fight against, to support Ukraine. So why can't that happen in Africa when so many things happen already, where more than 6 million, and we are the highest number of people we can declare a Holocaust happening in Congo, where African countries are looking, and we're still talking about Africa Union, and we're still talking about Africa Union, sorry, we're still talking about SADC, but we are looking for how can things be put in place for a change, because enough is enough. How many years we can have this? And it must be a system being put in place. Even the Security Council of UN, why are you using silence? why everybody are not talking, why everybody don't talk all the time, and why people don't make it serious to end this. And that this is something we can review. So if we want to make Africa proud, why can't we try to see how can we end a disaster happening in Congo? Because whatever happens in Congo, if an African country believes it doesn't concern them, it concerns you somehow, it's going to touch you somehow, it's going to affect your next generation, because Congo is the central of the powerful system of the move of Africa.
One of the features also that we've seen over time, and probably since Patrice Lumumba was assassinated, has been conflict in the country, and it's been one war after another. And sadly, we've seen Congolese have to leave the country, living in exile, countries like South Africa and neighboring Uganda, for example. Tell me about this movement of Congolese outside of Zaire and outside of Congo over time. Has it been because of conflict?
I think I can say it cannot be because of conflict, but it is because of the demand of strategic mineral. Like on the time of Lumumba, there were already a challenge of who going to be the most powerful person around the world in possession of the atomic bomb. When we touch on the Shinkolobe mineral, which is the uranium, which will be the atomic bomb. I think we also do an event called the Missing Link of Hiroshima and Nagasaki every year to talk about the disaster over the Shinkolobe mine, which they use the uranium to make the atomic bomb. So that demand already, because there was a control of a power, who's going to take over the control of this planet Earth. So the possession of the atomic bomb was the powerful country who have to decide. So America did decide about the position of the powerful country in the world because of that uranium, which made the atomic bomb. The same logic, in the time of Lumumba, the same logic happened. They have to control because they can see Lumumba was someone cannot make the passage of a free control of a strategic mineral, which give control of the world. So they have to eliminate him and they push him out. And that conflict, it created in each demand of any need of technology when we talk about the revolution, industrial revolution. So that's why we can see there's a movement of Congolese people to move, to be out all the time, because there is a control of a politics of Congo, there's a control of the economy of Congo. Why? Because if the control is not being happening properly, it means the access of the strategic mineral, which positions certain countries to be powerful around the world, is not going to happen. That's why this thing of movement of Congolese coming out started long time ago. We are just in a repetition system, and we are just seeing the same thing coming over and over and over. Before it was uranium, later on it was cobalt and copper, now it's coltan, tin, and cobalt again. And those are the things, the strategic mineral. It means as long Congo going to have their mineral, because we're still going to have that, because we still have a very huge quantity which is not being used yet, but Congo not going to have a peace country, because the logic, other logic is that the country, Arabic country who have a petrol, they are not stable. You can see Libya, you can see different countries, they have a problem. But in the technology of a new energy, which is the cobalt and the other mineral are participating in that energy, new system and new technology. We have already Congo, who's in the position of more than 50% of the entire mineral in need in planet Earth. So it means the concentration of the problem of Congo going to be worse than the divide problem of Arabic country like Libya, like Kuwait, like all other countries. So it means we are reaching a serious problem where Congolese people, their killing is going to be an organized killing because of the demand. That's why I was saying the conflict is there, but beyond the conflict is the demand of the strategic mineral according to the technology we are going now to have. Mostly AI technology is going to destabilize Congo more. So this is the time Africa can say enough is enough, because it's our thing. It's our natural resources as African people. How can we protect that as a continent? But we can see we're still very weak in terms of standing very strongly, because Western, when they stand in their own interests, they are not playing. But we African, we come with too much talking, too much negotiation, too much this. When things becoming worse, for how long can we carry on having this conversation when people are not bringing the concept of conversation? People are bringing the concept of killing and taking. And this should be changed. And if it doesn't change, we don't have a future for our next generation.
The people inside Congo, do they have faith in the government that the government will be able to solve the current crises?
I think, according to the civil society conception, because civil society is neutral, we are not politic, and we're just seeing what is good for people and for population. So as we can see, as a civil society, the diplomacy of our government right now is really a bit very far to bring solution in the problem. They need to improve more. They need to collaborate more. They need to have to be strict, and then to also remove certain people who are really in corruption, and also to remove the control system of the Rwanda people spy in the institution of Congo government, which is being put already since Mobutu, and in the time of Laurent Desire Kabila, in the time of Joseph Kabila, and they still there in the time of President Felix. It means there is a serious challenge on the government of Congo to face this solution, and we need someone who can bring a revolution, someone who can change things, someone who can really deal it differently, because the time of negotiation, we passed that already. How many accords, how many deals been happen? We have a Nairobi, we have a Sun City, we have a Angola deal, we have so many. Is Congo a country which made to bring solution of its sovereignty by just talking? Which country carry on doing so? I don't think South Africa, if it was in that stage, can do what Congo is doing. So we believe that it must be certain improvement in the government of President Felix. It must be certain strictness in terms of corruption. It must be certain discipline, and then certain work, very hard work in terms of the spy of Rwanda in the institution of Congo.
Tell me about the plight of Congolese that are living as refugees in Uganda, for example, and also how challenging life is for Congolese here in South Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peter, on touching on that. I think the number of Congolese to become refugee is not only like in Uganda or South Africa. We are out everywhere. We are leaving our country for so many centuries. And the sad thing is that the looting happening organized by the Western, but the other thing, the system of African country to welcome us, it's a challenge. It's a serious challenge, and the thing happening in their own eyes, but we are still struggling. I'll touch in South Africa. Thank you very much for South African Army to support Congo, and condolences for the soldier who passed away. And it's a painful thing. We appreciate that. But the other thing, I just want to touch on refugees. We can see the Refugee Act of South Africa is excluding Congolese people and not recognizing the pain and the reality Congolese are facing, even rejecting them to be recognized as a refugee is a challenge. Even to at least to welcome them, to give them a proper document, it's becoming a problem because there's a high number of rejection. There's a high number of saying that your country doesn't have a problem, and then you can go back. Where people are still facing a serious challenge for the fear of their life, but we struggling to prove it because of the political will which happening about Congo and the Congolese people. So we say the Refugee Act of South Africa should have avenue, as you say, the reason of you to be approved as a refugee here, you must prove that you have your life is in danger in Congo. But we can see we don't have even to say much, and already what happened in Congo can prove that the reality is worse, and then people are facing the killing. Even they can say the people only in east of Congo where we can prove there's a reality of M23. But people everywhere in Congo, it means Congo are in war. Congo is a country where lot of countries organize to trying to kill and to bring destabilization in Congo state, in Congo territory. So it's open, it's clear. So why we have to have a challenge of at least the Refugee Act to give us at least a way to breathe in South Africa. And we appreciate there's already a number of Congolese who recognize the refugee here, but I'm touching on the massive rejection. I'm touching on the newcomers who still coming, and then the Refugee Act doesn't give them a room how to be welcome or to have a proper legal way to live in South Africa. So I don't know if Home Affairs can look at differently in a political will way to see how can they bring a different approach in terms of the special case of Congolese people who are here in South Africa.
We've been hearing some pretty stern talk coming out of the lips of President Tshisekedi. He's said that Rwanda has declared war, and one gets a sense that if this conflict, if there's no massive intervention, that there could be a full-scale war between Congo and Rwanda. Is that something that people genuinely fear in the country? We've also been hearing Congolese wanting to go to war with Rwanda.
Yeah, thank you, Peter, on that. I think this started a long time ago. I remember when I was in Congo, when Laurent Desire Kabila entered Congo, the Rwanda, the security system around Laurent Desire Kabila, and then he wanted to take over. So when Laurent Desire Kabila said no, you cannot take over, I think they cut the electricity of Inga, and then Congo was paralyzed, and the Congolese people had to start to kill Rwandese people, and there was a dead body everywhere. And I think that time I remember we're eating pig food because there were no food. We're eating biscuit come from Congo Brazzaville for a month. So involvement of Rwanda army, it started already long time. And then I don't know how sovereign in the concept of a sovereignty or defending a sovereignty of a country, Congolese people should carry on being having a peaceful conversation when their people are being killed. So how can we define war? Or how can we define protecting the sovereignty of a country if already an army from another country come to occupy or to do the killing and to occupy your land? How can we define that? Why we thinking twice about this can be an arrangement when already there's a compromise of a respect of a sovereignty of a country? So it started a long time already, and right now also, even they were behind the M23, the dead body of a soldiers of M23, which the government of Congo finds, most of them have the uniform of the military of Rwanda. It means we should start already a war between Congo and Rwanda a long time ago. And I think our our weakness of being too much in the concept of hospitality, it's killing us. The same hospitality kill us to make Rwanda people to come in Congo. The same spirit of hospitality killing us and trying to compromise our sovereignty. So I think for me, there's everything it being concludes that it must be a war between Congo and Rwanda. There's no doubt. Any country, when they want to respect their sovereignty, I think there's nothing we can see, cannot say, you cannot tell us it must not be a war. It must be a war between two countries to end, because that is the only last option to end the killing of more than 6 million of Congolese in the east of country, in the east of Congo, and also in the involvement of the Congo government or institution by the Rwanda's system. And then it's the third part, and then how can you be a country imposing Congolese goods to be manufactured in Rwanda? And this is something we can see there's a weakness somewhere. So war between Congo and Rwanda, it should happen long time ago. We don't know why this didn't happen long time ago, but we should make sure this time around, if the government still want to save Congolese people, to stand for the people who vote for them, I think this is the time, there's the only option to declare a war between Congo and Rwanda.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time. There's so much more we could have spoken about, but thank you for giving us some insights, particularly from a civilian point of view of the situation in the DRC and the millions of Congolese living outside of the country. Thanks for joining us on Channel Africa Conversations.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you.
So that was Isiah Mombilo, chairperson of the Congolese Civil Society of South Africa, talking to us about the plight of the Congolese inside and outside of DRC at this time. And that's how we come to the end of today's Channel Africa Conversations. We'll have more next time, but before we go, a quick reminder, I'd love to hear from you. What kind of conversations do you want us to have, and who with? Please comment in the comment section below, and we'll start to have more and more of the kind of conversations that you want to hear. And also connect with us on our social media pages, share your thoughts about what you've heard, and yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Until the next time, take care.